All right. So this is part 2. You read the story, and here's our mentor sentence, which you'll need to get your mentor book. And then this is a little piece of paper that should be in your supplies that you got from last week. So glue that in. If you can't find that little slip of paper, then just write this sentence in at the top. So go ahead and pause, find it and glue it in, or just write this sentence up at the top. I'll wait. Okay, I'm done waiting because you paused me. And this is what we are going to do for day 1, which is things to notice about this sentence. Now, I like it better when you guys tell me what to notice, but we can't do that right now, so we'll have to kind of do it this way. Okay, so here we go. First thing that we're going to notice that you can write in, and remember, you can pause this and catch up. All right, remember, that's the best thing about this is being able to pause, is that this is a simple sentence. That means that the sentence itself just has a subject and a verb, because really it's Flitter chirped. That's the whole sentence. But then the thing that Flitter says is actually, it's called a noun clause because it's telling us what it was that's being chirped. But it's kind of weird to think of it that way. So we can kind of think of it also as a compound sentence in dialogue. Now, that's something that we're going to learn about too, is what dialogue is. So that'll be another thing we're going to notice. So the compound sentence here is going to be, I don't know, and then here's your conjunction, it's hanging by its feet. So there's kind of 2 sentences in that one. So in some ways, there's 3 sentences here. You've got chirped Flitter, which is, if you said it Flitter chirped, it would make more sense. I don't know, and it's hanging by its feet. All right, let's go ahead and do that next one where we say that we probably noticed these things right here before anything else, and those are quotation marks. So let's put that down. Quotation marks. And then I want you to put down shows dialogue, and then put down people talking. Now, you may not fit it on the same amount of space, but that's okay. You can fill up more space. All right, but that's what dialogue is. It's when people are actually talking. All right, that's your dialogue. So in this case, we have that as our dialogue. I'm going to move this down a little bit so you can kind of see a little bit bigger and better. All right. So it shows dialogue, quotation marks, dialogue, people talking. So in this case, I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet are the actual words that Flitter was actually saying. Okay. All right. Another good one I'm going to put with that is this. Write down said is dead, because we want to try to be creative when we write, which means that we want to look for creative things that people write that we could use. So in this case, they didn't just say, I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet, said Flitter. Said is kind of boring. You have to use it sometimes, but if we can come up with something different, it's better. Chirped Flitter is better because Flitter is a bird and birds chirp. So it kind of makes it just a little bit nicer way to say that. It sounds more interesting. Okay, so let's put down chirped as the thing that's going to remind us that said is dead. Chirped. All right. Let's keep going. Here's a good thing to notice. I see that we've got an apostrophe there and an apostrophe there. And I believe, if you remember, those are called contractions. It's when you take 2 words and you put them together into one word. So it's, in this case, equals it is. So here we can say, I don't know, but it is hanging. And don't is do not. All right. So I do not know, but it is hanging by its feet becomes I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet. So those are two contractions in there. Now you might have noticed those two things are kind of the same, aren't they? Okay, those are homophones of one another. And the homophones are it's, like this, and that's the contraction. The other it's without the apostrophe is possessive. Okay, it means that it owns something. Now, usually a possessive has an apostrophe, doesn't it? But there are a group of pronouns called possessive pronouns. You may have just heard our cat. And the possessive pronouns are things like his, her, my, our, their, and its. And notice none of the other possessive pronouns have an apostrophe. So that's a way to remember that the one without the apostrophe is the possessive pronoun. And when it does have an apostrophe, it's just the contraction. Otherwise, they look exactly the same, don't they? All right, so we have those things going on. And then the last thing that we're going to add here is that it is a declarative sentence. Declarative, which means it has a period and it is making a statement. All right. Okay. So those are the things we're going to notice about this sentence. And I better be done because my daughter's getting crazy with the cat and it's going to get loud. So we will do day 2 tomorrow where we'll notice the parts of speech.